We're ready. Welcome back for the next last two presentations for today, the first day of the Culminating Experience presentation for the class of 2022. And I have the pleasure to introduce our student, Isaac Romagosa. I'm going to read a little bit of his bio. Isaac is a composer and guitar player from Barcelona, Spain. He has performed and recorded with musicians like Chano Dominguez, Maria José Yergo, the Barcelona Symphony Orchestra, and the National Orchestra of Catalonia, and others. Also has toured with Alfred Garcia and played in many festivals. We welcome Professor Tim Miller as part of his committee member and his advisor, Bruno Raberg. Please welcome Isaac Romagosa.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Isaac, as Marco said, and I'm going to present you my CE. It's called Dialogues, Composing Music Through the Intersection of Flamenco Music and some concepts from the post-impressionism European composers. The inspiration to pursue my CE comes from the variety of cultures and inputs that I had in my musical academic years, especially the Andalusian one. And as you can see in this map, during the 60s and through the 90s, there was a lot of migration from Andalusia coming to all parts of Spain, especially in Catalonia. What this meant is that the Andalusian society brought a lot of their culture, music, and settled and a really strong society in Catalonia. For my CE, I wanted to explore and seek this flamenco and also the possibilities through the composition with the influence of European post-impressionistic music, focusing basically on Lili Boulanger and Oliver Messiaen, two of my biggest influences, and also the importance of Nadia Boulanger, Lili Boulanger's sister, of one of the most important of one of the most important pedagogues in the 20th century. To come up with my CE, I wanted to interview some of the main composers and arrangers of this movement in Catalonia for the flamenco fusion music. Joan Sant Martí was the first one, who is a guitar player and arranger who worked with Carles Benavent, bass player. Feliu Gasull, guitar player and composer who collaborated with Paco Lucia and bands from the Ona Laietana movement. That was a movement in the 70s and 80s in Barcelona. Joan Albert Amargós, who I'm gonna play a little excerpt of the interview. Joan Albert Amargós is one of the main composers in Catalonia who wrote music for lots of flamenco players, including Camarón de la Isla, Paco Lucia, or Miguel Poveda recently. And the last one, Jaime Basulto, who was my guitar teacher when I was a teenager, who's a flamenco guitar player and arranger for one of the most important trios in Catalonia that is called the Barcelona Guitar Trio.
Bueno, si és que, mira, tot es pot fer, diríem, de dues maneres, o convencionalment o buscar l'elegància com a motiu. No? L'elegància, hi ha un terme que és difícil de definir, perquè com és l'elegància, no? Però, hòstia, quan treballes amb harmonies senzilles i que en el fons, aquí una persona que no tingui masses coneixements pot sentir-ho i pot sentir-se identificat amb coses, no? Perquè, hòstia, sí, aquí això, aquí allò. I això a base és fotut. O sigui, el fet de no tenir la llibertat de dir, hòstia, aquí ara faig el que em dóna la gana, a vegades ajuda a que la teva música comuniqui més.
Doncs podem parlar una mica del procés? Okay, now I don't know how to go back to the full screen. Sorry. Okay, the first tune I'm going to present is called Dialogues. Dialogues is based on a bulería that is usually notated as 6/8 plus 3/4. For that, it's usually notated as this, but you can see differences between, for example, the bulerías de Jerez and bulerías de Cádiz that I'm going to explain the difference. But basically, all the bulerías has the same kind of pattern. The accents are built into 12, 3, 7, 8, and 10. And for that, is there anyone that knows how to put this back to normal, please? Because I cannot play the audios. Okay, yeah, that's it. Sorry. Cool. So if you have this audio, do, un, dos, dos, tres, do. This 12, 12, 3, 7, 8, 12, 3, 7, 8, 10. And usually the harmony on that is based on only 2 chords. Okay. While playing and working with the Messiaen modes, I discovered that some of them share similarities with the Frisian Spanish scale. Both contain the intervallic pattern of minor second, minor third, and minor second, finally. That gives the flamenco cadenza flavor. If the peculiarity with the mode 3 of Messiaen is that this intervallic pattern repeats 3 times, as it is a symmetrical scale. If you start from C, which is the case of the first tune, the landing points would be E flat, G, and B. So I tried to navigate through this tritonic system to build melody and harmony. And I had these amazing people and friends playing in the first tune.
Dans ce ré majeur, ça n'est pas seulement une entrée en ré majeur. Et par quoi est-ce qu'on peut le définir? Je vais employer des mots, cette expression de tendresse, cette expression de tension, tout ça est faux. C'est seulement ce que la musique elle-même est.
Okay, now I have the same problem. But technology. Okay. Cool. For the second tune I'm gonna present, I use the same concept of the third mode of Messiaen, but now starting from G. So the landing points would be D, B flat, and F sharp. With these modes, what I discovered is that they have like this Spanish flavor, but you can easily go out with that and basically bring the augmented, diminished, and all these kind of sonorities with that, and it's what I try to do with this tune. The third tune is based on tientos. Before I didn't explain what palo means. Palo in flamenco is to describe the style in the sub-styles of flamenco. Palo comes from, the card games. In Spanish, it's called palo, when you have like a set of cards. And it's to describe the kind of sub-style from the flamenco. This one, the time signature is 4/4. There are three main like kicks on 2, 3, 4, and the strongest one is on 3. This time I use the mode 4 of Messiaen, and the difference between the third and the fourth is that this interval pattern of minor second, minor third, minor second only happens 2 times. But follows the same kind of idea. This mode is based off two tetrachords chromatic from B to F and from B to D and from F to A flat, and but if you start from C. This one I tried to use the mode 4 in some parts of the tune, and that's it. And also for my C, I wanted to analyze and write from Lily Boulanger's concept. So I analyzed some of her pieces and strat harmony parts to create my fourth and last tune. The first excerpt comes from, let's see if I say it right, Salim, La Moto da Proto. And I like her use of some of the second plus 4 interval voicings to create, and I use it to create the intro for the piece. Also, I extracted the vertical harmony because it's more like horizontal piano style composition from David Jardot to create lines to follow the intro. I also used quintuplets to imitate the flamenco tremolo. An E-pedal, that is a concept that Lily Boulanger used a lot, the pedal in whole sections. And there's a lot of Debussy and Satie influence because also Lily had a lot from them. The voice excerpt, as the same as the first video, is from a Nadia Boulanger interview.
Ça fait tranquille à cet égard. Dans quelle mesure n'est-on pas influencé? J'espère seulement que je n'ai jamais aimé quelque chose qui méritait d'être dédaigné, d'être rejeté. J'espère, mais peut-être que je me trompe.
And to finish the presentation, I really want to thank all the musicians and friends that participated on that. Christian Tamblay on drums, Angela Baro on violin, Rafa Heredia on percussion, Warren Petty on keys, Victor Blagoyev on bass, Liam Garcia helping me with the guitars, Salim on sax, Juan Saus on sax too, Hidemi on piano, Sheila Del Bosque on flute, Kevin Barber on bass, Harold Charon on piano, Sofia Naida and Stylianos engineering, as well as Gerson and Alex Ferretoro and Marco Rutia, friends from Barcelona that mix some of the tunes. Also, I want to thank the artist interview, Joan San Martís, Joan Albert Amargós, Feliu Gazui, and Jaime Basulto for their help and time. To my advisor, Bruno Raberg, for the time and extra time to help me with the presentation. To my PI and committee member, Tim Miller. To all the Berklee Global Jazz Institute faculty, Marco, Danilo. And to my roommate, Kira Moser, to listening to the same tunes for weeks. Thank you so much.
All right, congratulations, Zach. And now this is the space for question or comments, and we're going to start with your committee member, Maestro Tim Miller. I'll pass the microphone to you.
Just here? Do you want me to go up there, or am I good here? Okay. So this was great. It's so nice to hear you speak about your music. One of my favorite parts was when you talked to us off the script and taught us. So one of my favorite parts was when you got your guitar and actually showed us, because this is extremely complex music that you're doing, and for you to teach us what you're doing, I thought was wonderful for me to listen to. I think that you should do more of that, because you have this beautiful concept and you should show it to others. I could just see a lot of people getting a lot from that, so that was wonderful. I have a lot of things to say. I'll kind of keep it brief, though. Thank you for showing your influences here, because I think not everyone knows, who those people are, and we can learn and go check that out. There were some names I didn't know, and that's really, really helpful. I enjoyed the interview. That was very cool, actually, that you got an interview. I don't often actually get chills when things happen just in this kind of environment, but when you had that interview and then the music jumped in, that it really hit me. That was gorgeous. Really, really beautiful how the music just the way you put that together was really, really nice. Thank you for doing that. Loved that. One thing about your guitar playing, and I've talked to you about this before, and I want to mention it because I think it's important to me, and hopefully it would be important to you. I've heard you play in a lot of different situations, and I feel that you're particularly strong on the acoustic guitar. I think you sound amazing on the electric guitar too, but there's just something special when you play acoustic guitar. I hear your voice or something. It's like in your articulation. And I hear your history or something deep in that. I don't know exactly what it is. How could I possibly explain that? Because I couldn't do that. But I hear something special there that is unique. And all I can say is more of that, please. I think we could all benefit from just hearing you play more acoustic guitar, and that solo piece was just gorgeous. So. Please make a record like that. Well, yeah, but I'm hearing some special things there. You should make a solo record. That's what I think. And the last thing is I appreciate your attention to detail with the recording too. Sometimes I hear just recordings that there's not enough detail put into the mixing and the production and the beauty that that can happen when things are properly presented. So I appreciate the fact that the guitar sounds beautiful, things are mixed well, you got a good drum sound, you spent extra time doing that. It's not sometimes just about the notes. It's about how they sound, And for us, we haven't, the audience here hasn't heard this very much. If you've heard it a lot more than we have, and when you present it with that kind of quality of sound, I think it's makes it a lot more special. So, those are my comments. I don't have any questions. I think it was really well done, and bravo.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim. It was a pleasure to be your advisor this semester, and it was really astonishing. The music is really astonishing to me. The way you sound maybe like a lot of other guitarists, specifically in the flamenco fusion style. But you have, since you're involving those other harmonic concepts, it's always a little bit different than what I'm used to hearing, which it makes it your music very much. And also, talking about your playing, I think I understand what Tim is saying here a little bit about the acoustic guitar versus the electric guitar, that with the facility that you have, and I know you have a background in really fusion, sometimes I think you have to be careful so it doesn't sound mechanical to me. And I think in the acoustic playing, it comes out more, there's more dynamics and more emotion in there. And I think you can maybe transfer that more to the electric playing. Although in some of the solos here, I really liked that you were able to not get stuck in the 16th note runs and and were able to play slower lines, more melodic lines. So continue being aware of those two contrasts in your playing. It makes it much more interesting also. I remember at some point when we first started meeting, and you bring in pieces like this, and I was thinking, what am I going to say to him to move on? So I said, why don't you write a slow piece, like a ballad? And you said, no. Okay. But you did. So the last piece was something I didn't hear until last week, I think. And that's the ballad that Tim was talking about too. And it's really beautiful. And it becomes even more powerful after hearing all the fantastic cascades and whirlwinds of lines. When something comes like that, in a concert or a recording, it's very, very powerful. So I encourage you to further go down that path and discover, to add variety to your music. Question. So I'm talking about the faster pieces. Melodic construction, how are you thinking in terms of, it seems like you're working with short fragments that you sort of bounce around in a way. Can you say something about that?
Yeah, I try to work with cells. The problem sometimes I have is I write a lot with the guitar, so sometimes I'm stuck to play the core melody that it's gonna be like that. So sometimes I go with what the guitar I can do with the arrangement. When I don't do that, I try to work with layers and cells of melody. In this case, I try to put a lot of the modes in the melody. So for me, limiting it was a little bit easy to write because it was not a blank page that I had.
Oh, I see.
I was like a painter palette that I could and I tried not to go a lot out from that. So yeah, I tried to work with cells that had the flamenco flavor using the intervals, and then moving around with the all the out possibilities that the mode gives in the harmony. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's really great because all these little chunks or cells, it feels connected to me. And I think if they went on too long, it would be too much very quickly. But it seems like you have a great sense of when to wrap it up, etc. Congratulations, and I can't wait to hear what you're going to do in the future. Get your music out there, get out there playing. Best of luck.
Isaac, I have a couple of questions and congratulations on the music. I actually really like your idea, Tim. I think the idea to do a solo album it's a very good one. There's two things I wanted to ask you in relation to because I know you really could not talk about. I know there was also a part connected with this music that was also you were working on a little bit. Maybe not really like a social element part of this. I don't know if you want to talk about it, but because I feel that was also an inspiration of some of your composition.
Yeah, as some of you know, well, in these last years in Catalonia, there's a lot of social conflicts with the independence of the country. So it was also an inspiration for bringing all these elements, because I feel that in the society it's super easy to dialogue and to share a lot of things with the people, with the musicians you play. It's super easy to get from and give to, but not so much with the top, the people that decide on your future, on the education and everything. So I wanted to do this to say that it's easy to dialogue and come with agreements and make the society better easily. Yeah.
And secondly, what plan do you have with this specific research you're started?
Yeah, I mean, I'm only scratching the surface with this, so there's a lot to discover from all these concepts and composers. There's a lot. I also wanted to go deeper into Bartók, cell notation, etc. And I want to try to have a research on that and apply to programs and try to bring this project on that. Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations, Zach. Any other comment from the faculty? Yes, go ahead, Chase.
Hi, Isaac. It's wonderful to see and hear the music and see this presentation for the first time for me. I haven't heard the kind of things you've been working on, and the first thing to me it's like you have a very powerful hypothesis. You kind of presented an experiment with us, right? Like, what is the relationship between these composers, these people, and these sounds, and how do I explore that? And I hope you realize how worthy of exploration that is. I hope you have confidence in that, because that's so important. That's something that can be a revolution for a lot of people, you know? And so I'm excited to see how you continue this process of exploring what that means. And I just want to propose two elements to add to the mixture of that I think will give you more motivation, more confidence, and more meaning inside of what you're trying to discover here. The first one is the vocal nature of the music you're exploring, both from Messiaen, what he was exploring, and the flamenco and the music from Spain that you're speaking of. I think that, especially in application to the guitar, which is maybe a little lesser done, but I think you have the capacity to explore that deeply. I think that might open some doors for you. And then also harmonically, you were kind of doing this already, but going back a little bit more into Messiaen harmonically, not just melodically and with the modes of the pitches that he was exploring, but how he was dealing with tension release and voice leading. Because that was another thing that he revolutionized kind of with his music and how he approached it, right? How do you find these triads and these different intervals and sonorities, and how do they resolve and move in sort of an order, that's something that you also might explore. And I think you have already, but maybe you didn't present as much of that in the presentation. But digging deeper into that, I think those two components will add even more and give you hope for this project in the future too. So thank you very much.
Isaac, fantastic. You know, I want to congratulate you on the passion that I experienced, even doing the interview. It's amazing to see you so passionate about a topic. And you express it really well. I want to side with all the comments that I heard, and I actually heard the guitar. I think we talked about this a year ago about the acoustic guitar. I say you have your own voice there. I side with what you said, Tim. I think you should explore that more, and something unique about it. And I'm excited about to see that you are excited, and you are bringing that back to us. My only thought that I'm saying, as you do all of what you're doing, don't ever forget that music could be a space like a cave where we can hide. And we have to protect ourselves from not hiding behind our instrument, our music, because before we are anything, we are a human. And that's a part of the nurturing in all of this too. Like, have fun, enjoy it. As you keep going deeper, try to keep more excited about all this experience by side with what Chase said. Believe in what you're doing. It's beautiful. Enjoy the ride.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Zach. Yeah, congratulations. Please stick around for our last presentation, Andres Udol, like in 15 minutes. Right, Mary?
Anyone wants to buy my electric guitars? Or?
I thought you were selling CD now. Like, I got...